And I started what became a 5-year journey, 20,000 hours of my time, a 20-country journey. And it started in Hawaii at this mental, physical, spiritual retreat where I was introduced to kahunas, the best doctors and life coaches, and people that were in this spiritual place I didn't understand. I understand religions, because I grew up in that, but I didn't understand this humility and this tolerance, this patience, this niceness, this letting go of resentments, this forgiveness. And as I watched, I thought it was a little scam at first. But then I saw day by day people living, moving from head to heart. And I thought, wow, I don't know what all, it was confusing. I don't know what all that is, but man, if I could leave here with that, I would consider every bit of it worthwhile. And I stayed there 45 days, and from there I went to Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Israel, Haiti, Colombia, Spain, through Europe. I get access because I have 3, best-selling books and the big company give me access. And I got to work with some of the top business leaders, thought leaders, spiritual, religious leaders, names, household names that you would know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of meetings. I logged 20,000 hours. Think about that, 5 years. This is my full-time mission, to figure these age-old questions out. What are we here for? What's the point of life? How do we truly find our purpose? Mm-hmm. People use passion and purpose as cliche. It's very overused, Find something you love to do and do that and you'll make money. Well, it's backwards. Purpose generally comes from childhood wounds, is what I found on my mission. And my question to all was, when I asked who's right, are they all saying the same things in different times, cultures, and languages? All of that 20,000 hours, those 20 countries, those hundreds and hundreds of meetings, I boiled down, and I never even went on a mission thinking I was going to write a book. That was not my mission. My mission was, how do I save my own life? How do I save me? How do I find a happy, joyful place? How do I get peace? How do I get out of this never good enough syndrome? I can never do enough, and I got to do more, and I got to have this, and I got to set goals. It just seemed like an endless chasing a rat tail. So that's where it started.
So
that's the short version.
So if you had to summarize Inner Voice, just in a minute or two, someone picks up the book. What is the message? What do they get out of the book? What are the key principles? We're going to go delve into the principles, but if you had to sum it up in a minute or two, what do you think that message is for someone?
Okay, a good question. Here's what's different about this book. This book is a game changer. You're not going to see this information like in the fake it till you make it books and how to have a positive attitude. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with change from the inside out. In this book, I talk in 2 voices. This is probably the main key to it. I talk in the voice of a warrior, and then I talk in the voice of a statesperson. And the voice of a warrior is generally 20 to 40 years old, give or take. Some people get it early, some people never get it. But during those years, if you're 20 to 40 years old, we're operating on human training.
Right.
Selfish, self-centered, arrogant, finger-pointing, judging, blaming, fake it till you make it, sarcasm, self-pity, victim. We chase a lot of rabbits, and I did, that I never caught. Busy, 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 work. Because we don't have wisdom, a lot of wisdom during those ages. And wisdom and intelligence, 2 different things. You can be a PhD in a wino on a Bowery sewer. What happens, most people usually find statesperson later in life. Don't have to, though. Find it later in life, and it usually is a result of a life crushing. Either life crushes, someone crushes, relationship, or we crush ourselves in self-sabotage. Or we burn ourselves out. And it's at that point where I started to look for different answers. And the answers that I found, I never saw in a seminar. I mean, I've written 30 books. I've been to every motivational seminar. Probably every speaker in the universe has worked for my companies at one time or another in this field, but I never saw this information. Game changer, Larry. And this is where we start to learn the power of humility, the power of tolerance and patience and kindness and letting go of resentment. As we start to understand the power of realizing that we're powerless over not only people, places, and things, but most situations, including business. And when we try to control or manipulate, our life becomes unmanageable. I was one of the greatest closers. I don't mean this to brag. I don't have to do that anymore. There's another plan. So in this book, talking the voice of warrior, statesperson, the first question most people ask is, well, I don't want to be the statesperson. I'm still warrior. We don't have to be one or the other.